Hey there, this is Craig and I'm down in Nelson just waiting for our AI breakfast tomorrow morning. I've picked up the food, we've got the venue organised with the amazing RTLB team down here, and so we'll be meeting some amazing principals tomorrow who are really keen to embed AI into their day-to-day workflow and their practice, and for them to guide teachers as well with some of the most exciting opportunities for equity, differentiation, and making sure we can communicate really well with parents about the progress of their students. And what I do every single time when I start one of these AI breakfasts is I ask about data protection. What are you doing? What are your policies? And often schools will say they don't have a policy around AI. Or they might have one that is the IT policy that might be from school docs. And so what I've got is a policy generator that I've created with ChatGPT. If you have the paid version of ChatGPT, which is $20-ish a month, American, you can create your own GPTs, which are AI assistants. If you're familiar with Gemini, they're the same as GEMS. Okay, but ChatGPT had them first. And so what I'm going to do with the description underneath this video in YouTube is I'm going to put the link to my ChatGPT version. You can't edit it, but you can use it. So you just drop the name of your school in there and it'll give you a draft version of a policy for you to take back to your senior leadership team. Look at other examples from your local cluster of schools and local area and see what's best for you and then decide on the final version. And also I'll give you the link to my Gemini version, which I've made with GEMS. And so that allows you to drop the name of your school in there and it will give you a draft AI policy. The other thing you can do with both of those versions, the ChatGPT version and the Gemini version, is upload your own AI policy that you might already have, and it might point out some things that you might be missing, or it might say fantastic, all good. We built this with a group of RTLB leaders over the last 18 months to 2 years to make sure schools had the opportunity to create a draft and then get it approved by their boards. So I'll drop that in here, but for regular users, day-to-day teachers and principals as well, people like me who are working in classrooms with leadership teams, Ministry of Education and other people in New Zealand, many people are still using ChatGPT. So what that means is you may or may not have set your data protections. So I'm just going to show you really quickly how to go and do that. So down the bottom left hand side of my screen, you can see, hopefully sharing my screen, you can see my name. And if you're logged into ChatGPT, you can see your name on the bottom left-hand side. If you click that, it'll open up an opportunity for you to see your settings. I'm just going to click that now. And I always encourage school leaders to just go straight into settings. There are other ways to go into things, but if we just go into settings, we can remember that's a common language that our teachers will understand. Go into the settings, and we can go in through settings to do everything else that's possible in ChatGPT. So if we click on settings, it brings up this amazing window full of all sorts of magical things. But we're just going to look at data controls. That's the very first thing. And when most people open this up and they looked at the top right hand side, it says improve the model for everyone. Being educators, being school leaders, we think, hey, improving the model, we're teachers, we want to improve things and improve people. So that'd be great. We're going to leave that turned on because by default that says on. But what does it mean? It means everything you do inside of ChatGPT goes into the large language model, the big database under which all the data is. So that means that you might have been planning a romantic getaway or doing some data analysis or doing some financial variance analysis or planning a lesson plan, and all that content that's in there where you might have accidentally had a school name, a school address, a school phone number, maybe some kids' names, maybe some genders in there or dates of birth. That information's going into the large language model. So when a teacher somewhere else or someone else using ChatGPT for any region, in any region, for any reason, could be asking a question and your data pops up as the answer. We don't want that. So where it says improve the model for everyone on the right-hand side, it says usually on if you haven't fixed this. So when you click that, there's a little slider here and you can slide it to the left. Now here's the tricky thing. If you click it and you think nothing's changing and you click it again, it'll stay turned on. See, I had to wait maybe 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds for that to change. Blue means it's on. Improve the model for everyone on. We don't want that as people working in education. So you want to click the slider and make sure that it turns off to grey. See that? Man, that was about 3.5 seconds. Once that's done, you can then make sure these other sliders are turned off and click done. That way, your data controls will not be allowing your data to go into the large language model. Now, I was at a conference last year. I'm just going to close this. I was at a conference last year, and someone asked from the floor, if I have a paid version of ChatGPT and I'm doing stuff in there, but then I don't really need it for the next few months, so I'm just going to cancel the subscription and just use the regular ChatGPT, does my data go into the large language model because I'm going from paid to free? And the person leading the seminar at this conference said, yes, it does. And so you need to make sure that you've backed up everything and just completely cancel your account. That's not actually correct. And I had to find some references and send it to the presenter so they knew that was not true. So just to back that up, I did a quick little search. There's two things. One, if you downgrade from a paid to a free version and you've built your own AI assistants, the GPTs, they still stay there though, because you're on a free tier, you're going back to free, you have a limited functionality. So you might use them twice in the day and then it says come back tomorrow at 11. So your GPTs stay there. They don't disappear. The data in there doesn't disappear either. All of the files you might have uploaded in there to drive the GPTs doesn't change. They stay there, but your functionality goes down. The second thing, when you move, notice I'm searching this, so you've got it right from the horse's mouth of Google knowing everything based on all the questions and answers that have come up. When you move from a paid tier to a free version, anything you've chatted inside of your ChatGPT account doesn't automatically sync into the large language model. It doesn't. But when you move to a free version, your settings may change back to a free account as if it was from the beginning. You don't lose all your data, or your data doesn't drop into the large language model, but you need to go back and have a look, click on your name, click on settings, and click on data controls and make sure that it still stays off, because people have experienced that it goes back on. So if you change between paid to free and free to paid, make sure you come back into here to your data controls and make sure improve the model for everyone is turned off so that you can be safe with your data when you're working in an educational environment. Now, even though you might have a paid version, you might have turned that off, I strongly encourage all schools, school leaders and classroom teachers to anonymise data. So you might have on your Google Drive or in an Excel, in your OneDrive, or on your desktop, or wherever you keep your stuff on a USB drive, you might have a spreadsheet. And on that spreadsheet, it's a master copy. And it has the kids' names, and it has whatever information you want across the top. Then on another tab, it has student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4, student 5. Just so you know, Craig, and that's my name, Craig is student 1. Anthony is student 2, Sarah is student 3, and so on. Hene is student 4. So you know you can compare between which student number in that row lines up with this anonymised data, and only use anonymised data when you upload anything into AI. And I would encourage anyone who's in education using ChatGPT to just be safe. Make sure you've got the data controls turned off so that you're not contributing to the model, and you anonymise all your data. Get rid of the school name, get rid of kids' names, get rid of anything that's identifiable, like a phone number, an address, an email address, all that sort of stuff. And then if you have student 1, student 2, student 3, you have the genders in there, you might have ethnicities, you might have ages, you have their scores and their academic information. No worries, because it's about student 1. It's not about Hene, and it's not about Craig, it's not about Sarah or Amanda or Andrew. All right, hope you found this useful. And remember, you can always check in the descriptions and jump onto Summit Institute's website and join our AI Fundamentals for Educators program, the only one in New Zealand which is NZQA approved. We also have an advanced version. We've got a version for high school students to get NCA credits, and we've also got one for small business owners. So if you've got anything of value from this, love for you to hit the subscribe button, give me a like, and then also why don't you reach out to Summit Institute and our website and see if there's a program of learning that you would like to join, because we'd love to help you even more. Thanks very much.